Oh shit. Here we go again.
Yep, here we go again. More WWE firings. When is it gonna end? But other than that, how will the WWE build things up to the biggest party of the summer on last night's Smackdown as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason for the firings, more to come, MJF calls out Seth Rollins for plagiarism, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, as always, we won't recap the show, but just provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, the ultimate opportunist. To paraphrase a popular internet meme, you may think you're an ultimate opportunist, but you're not a rated R superstar ultimate opportunist. As last night's segment between Seth Rollins and Edge was expertly executed, with Rollins and Edge's mic skills shining bright as Rollins tried to dodge Edge's challenge, only for Edge to goad him into accepting a match by calling Seth Edge light. Both men have been putting on Slammy award-winning performances on the microphone as they build things up to their showdown at SummerSlam, and we can't wait for the match itself. It's guaranteed to be an instant classic. But as we noted last week, Edge vs Rollins doesn't need any build-up as fans are eager to see this dream match, whether the two are fighting over a shampoo commercial or a title belt. Nonetheless, it's refreshing to see the WWE properly utilizing these two charismatic stars' gift of the gab to hype their match even further. Number 2, a great build-up to a great match. Speaking of hyping what should be a great match, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks weren't about to be considered runner-ups on last night's mic battle. Both Bianca and Sasha upped the stakes by insulting each other as part of the build-up for their match at SummerSlam. The SmackDown Women's Champion and her challenger had a great war of words, with the EST and the Boss both getting in some good shots. Like Edge vs Rollins, Belair vs Banks is going to be fire in the ring, but in Belair's case, it's good to see the WWE taking advantage of her feud with Banks to further Belair's microphone skills and get her over with the fans. But that was the good. What was the bad? There's number 1, is Finn finished? Is Finn Balor's push finished? As watching him last night against Baron Corbin, it's clear fans are seeing a new Finn Balor as he made it clear he has unfinished business with John Cena for stealing his Universal Championship match against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Unfortunately, what should be an interesting direction for Balor seems headed for mediocrity. The WWE seems to be making a bad move with Balor, and at this point, it is speculation, as it will either have him face Cena for the right to take his place at SummerSlam and have Balor lose, or insert Balor into the title match, making it another predictable triple threat where Balor eats the pin. Either way, what could be a promising title program down the road between Balor and Reigns isn't going to happen, and Balor will become an afterthought in the entire picture, hardly the right way to build him up after his SmackDown return. Number 2, a stale title run. Apollo Crews' Intercontinental Championship reign has quickly turned into a boring one. Despite Crews' makeover into a heel character, the Nigerian Prince, and the addition of his bodyguard character Commander Aziz, Crews has shown he has the skills to put on good matches with any number of opponents, but the WWE has put his title defenses on autopilot, making for very boring matches and a stale run. Crews either wins by outside interference or loses by DQ thanks to outside interference, as happened with his match with King Nakamura last night, a match that should have been excellent. I'm not going to say that the Intercontinental Championship is the workhorse title it was back in the 80s and 90s, but Crews' reign got old really fast, and it has nothing to do with him or his opponents, but everything to do with how he's been booked. Number 3, the Tank of Doom. Last night's Tamina vs Tegan Nox match was a good way to build heat for what appears to be a program between Nox and Shotzi Blackheart against current women's tag team champions Natalya and Tamina. Well, that is until Black's tank became a pivotal point of the match. Not since 1999's Finger Poke of Doom have fans seen such a ridiculous finish to a match, as Blackheart fired a foam missile from a tank, distracting Tamina and allowing Nox to get the surprise roll-up. Whew, that's a move we rarely see in wrestling. The WWE finds itself in a tight spot right now as the program between the two teams has been sidetracked by Natalya's recent injury. However, goofy garbage segments like this do nothing for the already problematic women's division. Now, there was nothing downright ugly about last night's show, but what a massive misstep after what's been an overall good run on SmackDown for the last few months. No match stood out last night, which is inexcusable considering the many talented workers on the Blue brand. On one hand, we could say that we have been spoiled by the quality of television on SmackDown, but the reality is that fans shouldn't expect and get quality wrestling every week. The WWE has the talent, and as SmackDown has shown, it has the creative infrastructure to create compelling television every week. Whether the WWE was too busy slashing its roster or preparing for any possible COVID-related halts to live events, its lack of effort showed last night. What do you guys think of SmackDown? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks at a huge number of firings on WWE's roster. Now, topping the news today is the WWE's decision to release 12 superstars from NXT, including some very big names. First, a list of future endeavored performers, as reported by Fightful and compiled by Wrestling News' Paul Davis. Asher Hale, Ari Sterling, Bobby Fish, Bronson Reed, former NXT North American Champion Bronson Reed, Jake Atlas, Kona Reeves, Leon Ruff, Mercedes Martinez, Tyler Rust, and the remaining release talent are from the WWE Performance Center, including Zachariah Smith, Giant Zanjeed, and referee Steven Smith. Anyone familiar with NXT, which probably excludes Vince McMahon, knows Fish and Reed were no curtain jerkers, with Fish serving in NXT's premier heel faction, the Undisputed Era, not to mention including 2 reigns with the NXT Championship, and Reed holding the North American Heavyweight Championship. But what is the real reason behind the firings? Now, the NXT cuts have fans and pundits asking what's the reasoning behind them. Although it might seem like another move to trim the WWE's budget, apparently things go much deeper than saving a few bucks. According to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, there could be some big changes coming to the Black and Gold brand. There have been lots of talk internally of major changes to the NXT brand, including a new logo, new lighting, a focus on younger talent, and a different format to the television shows. The house cleaning tonight appears to be part of those changes. Now, as you might expect, the WWE Universe was furious when they learned of the cuts. Triple H's name began to trend on social media. However, a source told Fightful Select, when asking the source who the releases fall on, they noted that Vince McMahon can personally put a stop to any of these, but the calls are a collaborative effort. It should go without saying that while Triple H was likely part of the collaborative effort, Vince McMahon has the final say. Ringside News featured some of the more interesting tweets concerning the NXT Nightmare Night, including, it took 3 years for NXT to go from potential global territory to the disposable brand. And the Wednesday Night War killed NXT. Triple H threw everything at AEW between 2019 to 2020, from double champions, Finn Balor's return, fatal 4-way Iron Man matches, to shock title switches, celebrity involvement, and main roster cameos. He exhausted the product, sprinted. Twitter user Brandon's tweet summed many fans' opinion, saying, "It's getting real hard to support WWE on a consistent basis when they have massive talent releases every month, and WWE want to know why people aren't watching their shows and are starting to watch the show on Wednesday night more." Wrestlers responding to the cuts included Tegan Nox, who tweeted, "My heart is broken." But Nox subsequently deleted her tweet. Release wrestler Bronson retweeted, "Just got released from WWE. This monster is back on the loose. You know what you've just done? Tagging in AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Ring of Honor." Regardless of the possible reason or the reason for the cuts, at least one NXT official expressed their view on what's going on. According to Fightful Select, a high-ranking official told the site in 2018 the company entered a talent stashing mode with what everyone assumed were honest intentions. Fightful was told that many pitches involved collecting talent, developing performance centers worldwide, and supplementing each performance center with native and international talent, with some traveling between global territories. Within a year, the source told us that they could see the brakes being pumped on that and talent being parked, with an enhanced focus going on to launch NXT on USA. Once that happened, the pandemic occurred shortly after, and everything came to a screeching halt. Now, there's no question the pandemic caused some major changes to WWE's plans. However, how much of the WWE's decision to pull back on NXT branches in foreign countries was due to the WWE's pre-pandemic slowdown? But that's not all. Expect more WWE firings. Now, one thing appears clear, the WWE has no intention of stopping its cuts. In fact, the report from Fightful Select noted, the source confirmed that WWE releases are going to be a regular occurrence moving forward, but says that they personally expect 2021 to be an outlier with both the frequency and the level of talent. They also stated to their recollection, mass releases hadn't been a real discussion or concern within WWE for nearly 4 years, between the summer of 2016 and the start of 2020. As I said, releases and the releases of Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt show few wrestlers are safe from being future endeavored. Geez, at this rate, even Stephanie McMahon and Triple H could be future endeavored next year. Really, no one is safe. And finally, did Seth Rollins plagiarize AEW's MJF? Last but not least, it appears AEW star MJF was none too happy with Seth Rollins' Smackdown promo against Edge, where Rollins boasted better than Edge in every way, and he knows it. As MJF fans know, the heel they love to hate is known for this catchphrase, "I'm better than you, and you know it." Wrestling Soul of the Earth tweeted, "Add a word so it's not plagiarism." He deleted the tweet but made his point and continuing the on and off war of words between WWE and AEW wrestlers on social media. But what do you guys think of the cuts? Do you think they're justified? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.